Hey everybody, quick disclaimer before we get into the video. I watched this whole thing, obviously, to edit it, and I just wanted to say that a lot of the times, if I don't seem exactly confident in the advice that I'm giving, first off, you need to understand that I was giving all of this advice basically off the top of my head, and sometimes there were very long pauses while I was thinking of the proper way to word what I was saying. And second of all, this is literally the first time I've coached anybody since 2019, so I am incredibly rusty at giving advice and explaining why things should be the way they are. My coaching style has never been to just say, you need to stop doing this, you need to do this instead, and then just move on. I always want to try to give people perspective as to why something is the right thing to do and explain like basic fundamentals and why, hey, even though, you know, this seemed to work out, you really shouldn't be doing this. Like, there's a bunch of times in this VOD where the Mercy was basically just an easy target and she should have died way more than she did. And I just wanted to like explain to her like, hey, just because you didn't die here doesn't mean that this was the right thing to do. You know what I mean? So that's all that I wanted to say going into this, is that if I seem a little bit shaky, or I seem like I'm stuttering too much, or I don't seem very confident in what I'm saying, it's just because I'm rusty with coaching. I haven't done it in a while, and this is my in-screen artist, the little in-screen that you guys see at the end of my videos. She's the one that drew it, and so I really wanted to help her out, and so I hope you guys enjoy this video nonetheless, but I wanted to put that disclaimer in the beginning. What's up everybody, it's JoJo, your favorite gold coach, and I hope you're all doing well. Today we have our very first VOD review submission. We've got a gold support on PC, playing Mercy and Iliari on Route 66. They say, my team started on defense and we ended up losing most of the map pretty quickly. I struggled to find a good spot where I could reach my teammates to heal them without putting myself on a platter for the enemy team. By some miracle, we managed to hold out to the last checkpoint until the round ended. The same sadly can't be said about the second round though. We didn't even make it to the first checkpoint before the match ended with a loss. All in all, I have a pretty bad habit of trying to catch up with my teammates only to end up right in front of the enemy team and dying. Any and all help would be greatly appreciated, and have fun laughing at my questionable decisions through the match. Well, unlike our roast my DBD back in the day, I am going to try to like not be mean during these, but I do know from like experience that you're fairly new to coming back to the game. So if you're not aware, the biggest thing with Mercy is always going to be movement. Super jump is now base kit. So it used to be you had to like get this like ridiculous timing going, and then from there, they just basically made it baked into the game, so you no longer have to have ridiculous timing. So you want to always be moving as Mercy. That's going to be your biggest thing. Learn how to super jump into the air. Learn how to go backwards. I would recommend watching or even going ask players like Sketsy and Somnus about Mercy tech. But since I'm not a Mercy player, we're going to focus more on the macro and the decision making today. So let's go ahead and take a look. Rare rank game without a banned Vendetta. Okay, finally we can talk about your comp. Okay, so right now your team is running Hog, Vendetta, Sojourn, Juno, and then you're on the Mercy. So in these situations, you're going to let your Juno take care of healing the Vendetta, since she's got a better line of sight. The Vendetta is going to be in the back line a lot, so you want to be very careful. Especially in gold, your Vendetta is probably going to be quick to die. You mostly want to pocket your Sojourn. You want to damage boost, blue beam your Sojourn, let your Sojourn take care of people, let your Juno take care of the Vendetta. I mean, obviously the Vendetta is critical and she's close enough, then go ahead and heal her, but try not to be in the middle of the enemy team with her. It's her responsibility to get out of there and get back to you. And then your Hog, keep an eye on him, but he's Hog. What are you going to do? Enemy team, of course, you don't know this yet on the fence, but you're going up against a Cassidy, Cat, another Mercy, Zarya, and then an Ashe. The Cassidy and Ashe are, well, Cassidy's not a sniper, but both of them are very strong hit scans, so they can take you out pretty easily even when you're moving around. This is where Mercy movement becomes even more important, because you want to be extremely hard to hit. Ashe with her scoped in shots do a ton of damage, but because you typically move slower scoped in, it's easier to dodge if you know that she's there.
1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Need some assistance?
So you don't want to be on low ground here. Your Hog is kissing the enemy. Nothing you can do about that. You want to be up on that ledge right there, or even on top of the sign or on top of gas station. You being on the low ground here just makes you an easy target. You've got no way to fly. You can't do things like hover down to the ground. And you don't have a good view of the battlefield from down here.
Let me see what I can do.
So what ends up happening is because you're down here on the ground, because you're down here on this ground, down underneath gas station, you can't pocket your Sojourn, which is where you need to be. You need to be damage boosting this Sojourn because when they walk through this choke point around this corner, she's going to have a lot of power to deal with issues. If you're up here and you're helping your Sojourn, you can see where your team is at better than where you are down here. Right here, you have no view of what's going on, right? You only notice this Cassidy because you happen to turn around, or I assume you heard him. I'm half deaf, so I don't know if you actually heard him or not, but you only really notice him because you happen to turn back around. Whereas if you were up here, pocketing this Sojourn, maybe standing on this side of the gas station with there, then you're hidden from all the enemies except when they come down here. If the Cassidy comes down here, you're able to back up behind this sign. So your first issue is your positioning. You're in a very bad place. As Mercy, you can get up and down to places very quickly if you have teammates there. And your beam is really long. So you don't need to be like up in your team's ass and holding on to them. You can just like hold up here and hang out up here. But this is what ends up happening here is the Cassidy shows up, your Juno freaks the fuck out. You don't get to her in time and she gets nailed by the Cassidy. Your Hog tries to back up to help, but now because you were sitting on that low ground, you're being chased by... Who are you being chased? You're being chased by the Zarya. So because you were hanging out on that low ground, this is another reason I want you up on this gas station, up on top of this sign, even over here, you can GA away really quickly. The reason I wanted you up here is because now this Zarya has just got kind of free reign over you, and I'm assuming she's either going to kill you. Now she gives up on it and goes duel the Hog. This is gold. What am I saying? So see, the Zarya has too much freedom on you. Because you're hanging out down there, you see how many times Zarya has a little bit too much freedom on you?
Boosting your damage.
Grazie. Just in time.
The stars align.
This is a much better spot. And you give it up immediately. Fair enough. So, one thing that I like to do when I'm coaching people is I like to ask you questions and make you think about what you're doing. Why do you hate your Sojourn? Your Sojourn is a powerhouse. Sojourn is one of the strongest DPS in the game right now. And I don't think I've seen you, outside of when the Sojourn is like in your face, like directly in front of you, I don't think I've seen you lock onto the Sojourn once. She's trying to take high ground up here. She keeps sitting up here. Watch, she's going to be up here in just a moment as well because she slides back in. She keeps standing up here so that she can see all three of the entry points. She can see up here, she can see there, and she can see there. And she's begging the enemy team to come and challenge her so she can melt them. And she's like, I want to kill them. I want to kill them. I want to kill them. And then you're like, ah, Mr. Hog who can heal himself. Let me just hang out here. And then at some point, you back up and you pocket your Juno. And then you and your Juno start getting pressured by the Onron, and you're like, no, no, Juno, I will keep you alive, Juno. And your Juno doesn't need your help. She's Juno. She can fly. She's got speed ring. And then your Sojourn ints onto a double-pocketed Cassidy. That's fun. Okay. So, backing up a little bit here. I want you to imagine with me for a moment. If you were standing here, where we talked about in the beginning, and you were pocketing your Sojourn, right? This team fight de-escalates. You give up on your Vendetta, which is fine. I don't mind that. You did good there. You come up here where your Sojourn is. Most of this probably doesn't happen. Your Sojourn doesn't have anything. Look, your Sojourn's having to play cover extra because she doesn't have any healing. She doesn't have anybody backing her up. So because you're down here tickling your hog's asshole and then going to play footsie with your Juno, your Sojourn is all by herself, right? This is the kind of things that I want you to think about. Whenever you load into a game as Mercy, the first thing I want you to think about is, which DPS am I pocketing? Because it's never going to be your tank. Your tank is never going to be pocketed by a Mercy, right? So you need to always be thinking, which of my DPS do I want to be on? In this situation, like we say, it's your Sojourn. Now, that doesn't mean stick on the Sojourn and never let off. Help people. But if you're up here with your Sojourn, this Cassidy doesn't get to walk through this choke for free. Or if he does, he's most likely by himself. Because if she was taking the heals even a couple seconds earlier, right? If she's getting healed and damage boosted here, she challenges this Cassidy. She challenges him here. He doesn't get to walk into this area for free because she has to duck back behind here and he just gets that free walk. Whereas if she's getting healed, she can focus the cat, she can focus this Mercy, she can focus the Cassidy, she can focus the Onron. She's got so many targets she can look at, but because she has to go bury her face into the billboard, now she doesn't get that. And that's, again, why I want you to hold high ground so you can always see your team. You need to see your whole team at all times. All right, let's move on to the next team fight, because you guys definitely lose this one after the Cassidy destroys you. So this is another one. I'm not going to tell you where to go. I just want you to think, right? The time in between team fights is always about setup. Where am I setting up? Where do I want to be when the next engagement happens? Okay. The defending team decides where the team fight happens. The attacking team decides when the team fight happens. So at this moment, where do you want to be when that team walks through these doors? Right? Like, they haven't captured the point yet. But as Mercy, you don't get to choose if your team goes in to contest. You don't get to choose that. You're Mercy. You have literally no options in that matter. Ledge on the right, yeah. You can hold here. You can hold here into this little cubby hole. You can hold even back here. You could be up here at Zed's garage, kind of giving your Roadhog a little bit of a tickle. Until your hog walks in, we're not contesting this point. I assume your team's going to try, which hopefully they wait until everybody respawns, but I want you to always be thinking where you want to be. And on Mercy, your positioning is more important than every other character because you are so susceptible to dying. Why don't you go for the res on your Vendetta? This is the freest res of your life. You've got a hog here. You've got a hog and he's facing an Onron. This is the most free res I've ever seen. Actually, I don't think I've seen you res yet. Did you res somebody? Did somebody die before you did? I don't think they did. I'd have to go back and look. This is the freest res of your life. Because remember, the body's here. Your hog is bullying the fuck out of this Onron, right? So you can come here, pop the res, back up just a little bit to hold this corner. You get the res off, and then you can come back up here and get to your Sojourn. It's kind of funny because I was on you about your Sojourn in the first match, and now you go to the Sojourn and it's the wrong move, and it feels bad. It's not your fault, right? It's genuinely it's not your fault. Like, it's hard to think about these things in the moment when you don't understand what you're supposed to be doing. Your Sojourn is a fucking psychopath. Holy crap, your Sojourn is an actual psychopath. Good job boosting the hog during his whole hog, but now your Sojourn's dead.
Let me fix you.
Your hog's a psycho. This is insane, bro. Now you're just doing stuff. So I think I'm beginning to realize what one of your major issues are. You kind of don't know what to do at any given time. You kind of don't have like an understand. You have like this vague idea of where you want to be, but then when you don't get there the first time, you struggle. You didn't have to move there. You could have just strafed at top and waited. So I'd go to your soldier here.
Feeling more powerful?
So you've got a right idea of taking cover, right? Like you're making sure I can heal my team, I can damage boost my team without being in direct line of sight of the enemy. So you've got the right idea here, right? You've got the right idea here. I like that. I do like this. I do like what you're doing here. I just wish you were a little bit higher, maybe up here, so you could duck behind this, you know. But you've got a good eye. You've got good eye on your soldier. So if you need a GA to him, you can. And you can GA to him. You can hide behind this rock over here. You can GA to him, heal him up, and then GA back over this way by super jumping off of either your Ram or your Juno. This is where I want you to be. I want you to be on high ground. I want you to be behind cover in corners, and I want you to have line of sight to your team at all times. I want you to always know where your team is at so that you know what you're doing. This is good. This is really good. That is unfortunate. You can't do anything to stop that.
I'm here to support. Be uplifted.
You get doped by the on-run. Not much you can do there. You and your Juno are doing the support thing. Stay alive, buddy. I've got you. There was really, unfortunately, I'll watch this sequence again. I don't like that you drop down here, but again, there's nothing you can do about the cat dragging your vendetta off. So, if you stay up on this corner, the on-run has a harder time getting to you. You can't go for the res, unfortunately. So you're very stationary in battles, but outside of them, you have like this jerky "where do I go?" and that's part of your problem. You notice how I want you to like kind of see something. I like giving people different perspectives. I want you to watch yourself from from back here. I want you to watch yourself for a minute, and I want you to watch how little you actually move. So, what could we have done to change the tide of that fight? You had the right idea holding up on this balcony, or on the deck, right by the chair. At what point do we stop hanging out with our tank? Because I want you to remember, right? The tank, when you're on Mercy, the tank is not your job. It's nice to go to the tank every once in a while. And if it's just you, the tank, and the other support, then you want to be on the tank. But again, your soldier, who was your sojourn earlier, I don't know, like, if he insulted your grandma or something, but you hate this guy. You do not want to give this guy any sort of help. Because you could technically beam him from where you were at right here, right? You could GA over to him, beam him, and then back up and jump back. You can walk here and then jump from this point to there, because you can glide, and still have your beam connected to him. Your beam has a really, really, really long connection. But you get caught out here because all your defenses are gone. Again, nothing you can do about your vendetta. Your vendetta just got kind of fucked. But you keep leaving your soldier, Mr. Moi over here, you keep leaving Moi out to dry. I would never flame anybody, but I would not be surprised if Moi is over here like, would somebody fucking help me? Can I get anything? Can I get a single crumb of blue beam, please? Can I get some yellow beam? You kind of just ignore your soldier. Now your soldier is fucking psycho over here. Way, like just absolutely should not be where he's at right now. But it's just, it's a trend that I'm noticing that oh no, you missed the res. Oh, that feels bad, man. Hey, you were healing your soldier. Unfortunately, you can't out heal 5 people. That feels bad, but
I need more soldiers.
hey, a res! We got a res! Let's go, chat!
Healing stream connected.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Готовности.
That's unfortunate. You could have GA'd there. Or not GA'd. Wait, how long have you had Valk? Did you just get Valk for the first time? You used it once? When did you use it? Bro, I'm slipping. When Wa ulted his Sojourn on first point. Oh, after you guys went back for the retake.
Starlight never dies.
Огонь по готовности.
Right by you.
Wait, if you were Valked, why did you leave him? Wait, oh my god, I can't believe I didn't notice that. I was so used to you just abandoning Wa that I just didn't even fucking realize that you had Valk and you just left him. You hate this guy. Why do you hate this guy? That's crazy. Got selfish and dip, yeah. You can't be overtly scared. Like, as Mercy, you're fragile, but as Mercy, you're also like, you're a fucking jet engine. You're a fighter jet. You have such incredible speed that it's very hard for them to consistently deal with you. You were like, I've got you. What? Nah, it's moi. Fuck moi, bro. Fuck moi. Wait, we're on moi. Oh, never mind.
I'm here to support.
Okay, good ping.
Starlight never dies.
Pop our Valk, nice.
Improving your vitals.
30 seconds.
See, look at your awareness here. Look at how you're constantly keeping an eye on what's going on. And then you ignore the Reaper. That feels bad. Moa's gonna get fucked again. Moa! No! Moa! This poor guy, man! You have ult. Now you are worthy of my attention. I feel so bad for your soldier, man. That's crazy. As a hit scan hater, he got what's coming to him. Bro, this poor... He was playing Sojourn at first, though. I guess Sojourn's kind of a hit scan. Ambrosia, if you notice anything, feel free to speak up. For those of you on the YouTube, Fictus Ambrosia is a top 500 player. Very, very talented.
I tear them apart. Escort the payload. I have the payload.
Everyone hydrated? Put them in
I'm here to support. Feel stronger?
devour them.
You hate this fucking soldier, man. Oh my god. What the hell is happening?
Enhancing your strength.
That's better. Yes.
Not even you deserve death.
We're outnumbered. Watch your backside.
Damage intensified.
We will shield you for now.
So we're back to what I was talking about in the beginning about how you make yourself an easy target, because you're not using Mercy's movement. You hit Guardian Angel every once in a while, but you don't really do anything outside of that. Mercy has incredible movement between her super jump, slingshotting, being able to GA backwards, stuff like that. Mercy has such incredible movement, and you spend like 90% of your time just kind of walking around like a plebeian. Like, you don't spend time on high ground, you don't spend time flying around in the air, you don't spend time hovering, you don't spend time trying to be hard to hit. You just kind of make yourself an easy target, and then your team falls around you because you're, like, hyper-focused on your tank. I don't know if, like, you think in your mind, I'm the support, I'm supposed to keep the tank alive, but what's important isn't that you're a support, it's which support are you, right? Which support are you? You are Mercy. You are a DPS support. You can, again, I'm not saying ignore your tank. I'm not saying fuck your tank, he can survive on its own. I'm saying that your main concern should be your DPS, and then from there, which DPS is it? And 9 times out of 10, as Mercy, it's gonna be your hit scan. Very, very rarely are you ever pocketing anybody else. Also, their maid just fucked their Zarya so hard. Oh my god, bro. I would be fucking infuriated if I was the fucking Zarya, bro. I'm sorry, chat. I just gotta see that from the Zarya's perspective, man. I gotta see that from the Zarya's perspective.
Big Steiner.
We will take
That is the worst timing I've ever seen in my life, bro. Oh my god. Oh, that's the worst timing I've ever seen in my life. I would be so fucking pissed, man. I'd be so mad.
Here they come. Optimus 4. Better up high. Life protects them.
That's unfortunate. There's really nothing you can do to get out of a blizzard. I mean, maybe you could have GA'd to your soldier, but he was running up the side because he's trying to take an advantageous position.
I carry my
You go to
burden.
Iliari here. So why did you... I'm not saying this is bad, by the way. Iliari is a much better support than Mercy is. Why did you decide to go Iliari here? What about the situation said I need to go Iliari with 40 seconds left on the clock? I was hoping an extra gun would help make the push. Okay. Fair enough. So what are you staring down right now? You're staring down a Zarya and a Mei. The reason that's important is because these are both stall characters. They're very, very good at denying damage. Incredibly good. And living for fucking ever. Personally, I would have either gone Zen to discord the enemy. If you're wanting to swap, I would have either gone Zen to discord the enemy so that they die faster. You could have went Moira for the additional heals. You could have went Wu Yang for the extra damage. I'm not saying Iliari's wrong in this situation, but given the way that you don't like to take high ground, it's very difficult for me to say that this pick is justified. And that, look, you're not shooting the Iliari that's in the sky. So this is something that a lot of support players do. I know he's got the sunburst on him, but the sunburst is not activate based on the amount of health they have. It activates based on the amount of damage they've taken. That sunburst is already on him. He's full health. Shoot this bitch. You know what I mean? I want you to shoot the bitch. She's half health. Just fucking lay into her. Instead, you're trying to heal a full health Life Weaver, and it's, I mean, he does not take damage until after the Iliari's ult is finished. So you could have taken her out there. Your pylon's way too far back. It's only helping you guys at the corner. It needs to be, you could put it up. I need to set a freaking hotkey for free cam. So I would have either put your pylon like somewhere like here on the tree, maybe way up here so they have to like look up to shoot it. You could have put it up here. This would be actually a really good spot, right? Because it can aim down, it can heal your ram, it heals your soldier. It's not doing anything for you back here. It's just straight up not doing anything for you back here. It's kind of just sitting there. It's a decorative pylon. Very, very nice for the living room. Not so nice for the situation you're in. Burst forward to make sure that you can get to your ram in time. That's fine. I'm fine with this. There we go. Decent pylon placement. Good shit.
You're hurt. Let me see. Plotting out the dig site. Healing pylon out.
Tactical monitor activated.
Your aim is so bad, you're gold.
Not bad.
I don't expect much.
Impersonate somebody.
Honestly, I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. You're fine. You're missing shots, but you're not just randomly spamming the button, which is what I look for. Very good. Try to heal them inside the grav. That sucks. Okay. So, all right. First thing I want you to do is I want you to take high ground and fly and move, not fly, move more. Move more doesn't necessarily mean fly more. It just means that I want you to be able to, I want you to learn how to be harder to hit. You are incredibly lucky you didn't die more often that match, right? Let's see. Let's take a, how many times did you die? You died 4 times. You are stupid lucky you don't have as many deaths as the rest of your team. You were such an easy target for so long that the only reason you lived is because the enemy team ignored you until everybody else was dead. Like in any other situation, you would have been absolutely melted. And the other reason I want you to learn how to move more, take high ground, is because I want you to understand how to view your team. I want you to have eyes on all of your team at all times. If you can't see one of them, if you count, you do a head count, you go 1, 2, 3. I want you to act like a mother who's missing a child. Where is my 4th kid? Do a quick scan, figure out where the 4th one is. Are they way out of position? Fuck them. Are they 2 feet behind you and hoping that you're going to pay attention to them? Back up a couple steps. You know what I mean? Are they back in spawn? Okay, just wait for them to get there. I want you to always know where your team is. As a support player in general, not just Mercy, it is your job to know where your team is at all times, because you are there to support them. You are there to back them up. You're there to enable them. And you can't do that if you don't know where they're at. So you need to take better positions, better high ground, better vantage points. And then that allows you to travel between teammates faster. It allows you to escape dives easier. It allows you to ping enemies that your team can't see better. It just gives you more things if you're taking a higher position. And as Mercy, your participation in most fights is spectating and blue beaming somebody occasionally. You are not an active participant in most fights as Mercy. That's just the big thing. Number 2, I want you to, number 2, I want you to pocket your DPS. When you get into any match, before the fight starts, whether you're attacking, defending, whatever, I want you to look at your team composition and I want you to figure out who your pocket is, your main pocket. Okay? And I want to make this clear, pocket does not mean only pay attention to them. But I want you to figure out who your main DPS that you're going to be attached to is. Keep the other DPS in your eyesight, keep your tank in your eyesight, but who is your main DPS? 9 times out of 10, it's going to be your hit scan. Your Sojourn, your Cassidy, your Soldier, your Ash, your Emery. It's going to be the one that's going to be landing the most shots. Okay? I need you to pay attention to that particular, I need you to pay attention to that particular subject. I don't know what the fuck, my brain froze for a second. Okay, so take a look at your team composition and decide before the fight starts, who is my target? Who is my pocket? Who is my person I'm paying the most attention to? And that's the main person I want you to stick on to, and I want you to blue beam, blue beam, blue beam, blue beam. Are they low? Are they getting low? Are they like half health? Yellow beam. And then blue beam, blue beam, blue beam. Yellow beam doesn't win games. Blue beam wins games. Okay? Now, if you're pocketing them and you're not seeing hit markers because they're not doing anything, find somebody else. But I want you to pocket your DPS. What's a third thing? Those were the two main things I noticed. Is that you made yourself an easy target and you ignored Moi for the entire game. F in the chat for Moi. That poor guy got ignored for most of the game. He was not able to do shit. he got fucking railed, man. He's 27-10. Oh, and he's got 17k damage. Imagine what would have happened if you were on top of him, man. Imagine what would have happened if you paid attention to Moi. You guys could have won this game. He could have carried. He could have been the DPS carry. That's so sad, man. Pour one out for Moi, chat. Honestly, I don't think I have three things. I think genuinely you want to clean up taking high ground and moving more and picking a DPS to pocket. And I want you to pay attention to your hit scan specifically. Your flex DPS, your Junkrats, your Ventures, your Reapers, well, if you have an Echo, your Echo is probably the better choice over your hit scan. But, you know, I want you to pay more attention to who you're pocketing, and I want you to, like, not ignore people. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's your two main ones. I think that if you clean those up a little bit, you'll do just fine. You'll probably be able to hit plat or even diamond with just cleaning up those two things alone. Once you get past the diamond ranks, probably want to go to someone like Sketsy or somebody like, well, Sketsy's probably your best bet, honestly. We're going to leave Sketsy's YouTube channel in the Twitch chat, and also I'll link it in the description down below. This is one of the best Mercy players in the entire world. She's a Mercy one trick in the top 500, so this is definitely who you want to learn your movement from. And she's really nice. If you go in the chat and you ask her, hey, what do I do? How do I do this? Then she's really, really kind about that. So yep, that's all I have for you. And if you're on the YouTube and you want to have your gameplay submitted, then make sure you join the link in the description down below. Join the Discord. And as always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, Mercy discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one.